Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matt with RAR TCG. Today's video is all about whether or not it's worth it to go pro on TCG Player. Will it help you grow your revenue and your sales, or is it just added fees and just a waste of time? We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to go really in depth here about how I practically use my pro seller account, why I just recently within the last month decided to go pro, and whether or not it may be right for you as a newer seller or a veteran seller on TCG Player. Before we get into that, don't forget to like and comment down below. And if you're feeling crazy, go ahead and subscribe. We are so close to 800 subs, and our goal this year is 1,000. If you guys could hit that sub button, help me out, and even consider sharing the video, that'd be crazy. So TCG Player Pro, what is it? Well, as you get started on TCG Player, you can sign up for a free account. And whenever you sign up for that account, you can start selling on the marketplace. Marketplace comes with their standard fee structure, and you're able to sell cards, make money, and do everything you need to do there. However, you're going to notice as you hit level 4 that there's some different kind of features and tools that you don't have access to. And you may be looking at TCG Player and saying, hey, why isn't there an easier way to reprice my cards? Hey, why isn't there an easier way to do X, Y, or Z? And the whole purpose of all of that, it's really good you're asking those questions, and that's intentional. It is designed, I would say it's baked into the design of TCG Player to make you ask those questions as you start selling more and more, because they kind of gatekeep all of those features, those quality of life features, behind a paywall for additional fees called their pro seller accounts. So what is it? So basically, when you sign up for a pro seller account, you get access to different tools and resources that you don't typically have access to. Some of the ones that I really like is the mass pricing tool. This solves that whole question of how can I more easily reprice all of my cards in inventory? How can I reprice maybe Magic different than Pokemon X, Y, and Z? And mass price allows you to do all of that. You set up specific rules, schedules, and time frames of when you want your cards to be repriced. It is super, super duper awesome. You also get access to, I think it's called Quick List. It's like a upgraded version of their scan and listing kind of capabilities on TCG Player. To be honest, I do not scan cards into my inventory. I have found that it's not reliable, and it actually takes me more time to sit down and set up a scanning situation rather than just sorting and organizing as I go through lots in my different products. I sort it, I organize it, and then I list it using the CSV method super fast. If I have a very high value card, I actually just recently sold the Victini Black White Rare, the red one. Super cool card, worth over $400. My voice cracked because that's super high value. Because of how valuable that card was, I took very detailed pictures. I posted my first ever listing with pictures on TCG Player, and that sell went through amazing. The card was near mint. It wasn't a PSA 10 worthy card, but it was dang close. I will tell you that. It was a beautiful card. So just so you know, I don't list with pictures. I don't scan. I do things as efficiently and effective as possible. It's not about things being pretty and perfect. It's not about the PP. It's about the EE. Anyways, you guys know what it is. Comment down below PPEE and we're good to go. We're going to circle all the way back to that video. So you got the quick list, you've got mass price, and then what else do you get? Well, you get access to a couple different suites of things that can help you if you have a brick and mortar store, which I don't. And chances are, if you're watching this, you may not either. So the other thing I want to talk about with having a pro seller account is you get access to the pro seller site. This is a site that you can post videos online, share with people locally, and say, hey, if you want to buy some cards from me, you can jump over to my pro seller website and you can buy from me there. There's some pretty big pros here, okay? So whenever you buy from a pro seller account on TCG, you actually, as the seller, you make more money because you do not pay you don't pay the TCG player fees. You basically just you pay your credit like processing fee and everything. And then from there, you get to have all of that, profit and revenue. So just a quick plug here. If you guys want to check out my inventory on my pro seller site, I'm going to have it linked down in the description below. My pro seller site is also linked on my website, which is rartcg.com. Just so you guys know, I have some sealed Japanese booster boxes available there. That's also where I sell my inventory for my live stream that happens on Fridays and Saturdays, where I do a small rip and ship and just hang out and talk TCGs. It's a lot of fun. But if you guys want to support me that way, I have my cards listed right under, like 5% under market there on my pro seller site. A lot of it's going to be more bulk cards, playable cards for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, etc., because that's primarily what I deal with, and that's what I do business with right now, is the more playable side of Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. So back to the video. After shilling for myself, and by the way, thank you all so much for the support. I really appreciate it. So that's basically what pro is. Now, is it worth it? This is going to be different for every single person in every single business, because you need to evaluate what your business needs are right now. Because where you're at right now may dictate that going pro is not the right move, and that's okay. For me, for a long time, going pro wasn't the right move. I'm going to go over more of my story, why I decided to go pro really soon. But I want to talk to you. If you're just getting started, you just hit level 4 on TCG Player, you could get really enticed by quick lists. You could get really enticed by mass pricing and make that jump maybe earlier than you need to. I think that you should really scale up what you're doing on the marketplace before diving in to being a pro seller. There are some caveats here, and as I said, it's going to be different for everyone, but this is my advice, this is my recommendation. I think that you should scale up your business to where you're doing, 10 to 20 orders each day. And from there, as you start to get used to that, you'll probably have somewhere between 10 to 15,000 cards in your inventory. And you're going to notice that it gets harder and harder to keep up with repricing your cards because you have this like constant flow that you're working on. Chances are you are working with a certain amount of capital. You're deploying it every month to get more product in. And then if you sell like I do, which is lower value cards, you have a lot of time that's spent sorting and listing, okay? So you sort, you list, you sell, you ship, okay? That's like basically the whole ecosystem there. And if you're dealing with more playable, lower end bulk cards, which are absolutely amazing, you can make a lot of money that way, a lot of sales and revenue, chances are you have your hands busy as you're trying to maintain an inventory the size of 10 to 15,000. And that's ultimately like sneak peek. That's why I decided to go pro, was primarily for the mass pricing tool, because I found that it was taking me, it doesn't take long to reprice your cards if you're not pro. You have to use a CSV method. I actually did a whole video on it that you can check out on my channel. It's actually super simple, straightforward. I actually give some pro tips on different kind of Excel and Google Sheets kind of formulas that you can use to help you speed up the process. I really recommend that video, because if you're just now level 4, you're really looking to scale up what you're doing, and you want to be competitive with your pricing and stay on top of that every week or two, every other week, that's the way to do it. It works super great. I did it for months and months before going pro. Now, I will say it's really nice having mass price where I don't have to think about that as often. It's automated. I don't have to think about it. But honestly, if you're just getting started, I would recommend that you work right now on scaling up your business, okay? Rather than thinking that going pro is gonna like magically snap your fingers, increase your sales, that's not necessarily how it works. You have to put in the hard work to ramp up your inventory, make it deeper. You have to do the hard work of the sorting, listing, shipping, and all of that good kind of stuff, and you're gonna do amazing. So that's honestly my recommendation. If you just hit level 4, if you're a new seller, breathe, take some time to familiarize yourself with being a level 4 seller, because you get access to The pricing tab on TCG Player, which opens up CSV files for you, allows you to list things quicker, allows you to update your prices. There's a lot for you to get used to as a level 4 seller before you should introduce a lot of other new things, in my opinion. For me personally, I just mentioned it. I just went pro. I manage an inventory between 10 to 15,000. Sometimes I push past that, but ultimately that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'm working on making my processes more efficient so I can scale that up to 20,000 and beyond. But honestly, going pro has opened a lot of doors for me because I no longer have the whole task of updating my prices kind of on my mind. Because as you guys know, with the market the way it is, cards are fluctuating so quickly. And the name of the game is selling. Okay, you want to sell, sell, sell as much as you can. And I would say as quick as you can. I mean, some cards you maybe want to sit on for a little while. You're okay sitting on them, not selling it right away. But as a business, our goal is to constantly be generating revenue, constantly be churning through product so that we can constantly reinvest that money into our business and increase our working capital over time. And ultimately, the goal is to increase that so much that we can start paying ourselves from that. We can consider going full-time, X, Y, and Z. But like the goal for me right now, because I don't have a lot, I didn't start with a lot of working capital. I'm really proud of where it's at right now. But the goal for me right now is just churning through inventory, reinvesting the money back. Because again, this is a side hustle for me, right? I have my full-time job that takes priority throughout the week. And then I have this on the side where I'm making content, doing all of this. It's super fun that I'm doing as I have time. And so scaling that up in an efficient manner is where it's all about. And so if you ever are looking for someone on YouTube, on social media, and thinking to yourself, like, is this worth doing as a side hustle? For me, it's been so worth it. I think that I think anybody could be successful at this business. I think it just takes time. It takes a little bit of like strategic thinking, problem solving, and you can absolutely crush it. So let's go ahead and start like full circle wrapping this up a little bit. Is TCGPlayer Pro worth it? Honestly, I think it is, but I think it has to be the right time for you to dive in and jump into it. Because remember, you are increasing your margins. It's honestly not by a lot, but any bit of margin that any bit of fees that you're increasing, I think I said margins, but what I'm trying to say is you're increasing your fees by like 1 to 2%. That doesn't sound like a lot, but honestly, when you're just getting started and if you don't have a lot of working capital, that 1 to 2%, like of $100, it's $1, right? It doesn't sound like that much, but over time, that, you know, that's something that can really roll over and snowball into bigger and bigger things for you. And don't discount the dollars, guys. Don't ignore the dollars for the Benjamins, okay? All of this stuff matters as you're building. And what matters, if you're a newer seller on TCGPlayer, what matters to you right now are your systems and your processes and making things as efficient as possible. I promise those things will work out for you and pay dividends. TCGPlayer Pro is worth it. If you are a seasoned seller on TCGPlayer and you're not a pro, I would love to hear from you. Why have you not gone pro yet? Do you not see value in the pro seller site? Do you not see value in the mass pricing tool? I would love to hear from you guys down below if you want to take some time to comment. And guys, Pro Seller is awesome. TCGPlayer offers some amazing kind of upsells and opportunities for us as sellers on the account on the site. They all come with increased fees, but remember, TCGPlayer is providing the service. They're providing all of the eyes on our cards, the opportunity to sell like we are. So I think TCGPlayer is doing an amazing job here. And to echo what I just said in my most recent video is I would always advocate for lower fees, but I think that they definitely do enough to justify the fees that they have. And I highly recommend it. Let's close out with any cons of the pro seller accounts. Really, the biggest con is just going to be those fees. Because remember, this is different than just the baseline marketplace seller. Okay, that's the account you sign up for free. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. When it comes to these upsells and these upgrades, you know exactly what you're signing up for. And so for me to call out negatives for something I like willingly jumped into, it kind of seems silly. My cons for being a pro seller would be the same as being a normal seller, which is I wish TCGPlayer had better shipping management. I wish that they could you could charge shipping a little bit more intuitively. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.